No, you need to use the mic. For the camera.
I have a loud voice.
That's okay. I just hold it halfway.
All right, so our topic, sure everybody can see it, it's vocational skills and training. We started with training as sort of, I know you don't like it, but you can do it. Anyways, we started with training as our main topic, and I got it. It's this guy. See why I don't like bikes? All right, so one of the ideas that came out, and this was actually really interesting, was a city-funded pool of workers. In essence, if I got it right, it would be a group of, let's say, 20, 30, 50 employees that the city would allocate a certain amount of money towards every year, and would, in essence, employ in certain different departments all around the city all year long. So that was a really neat idea. Identifying the 5 main industries in town. Right? Generally, it's understanding that there is a 10 main industries that are growing consistently in New Jersey, and they're sort of the focus of the stakeholders. The stakeholders, the New Jersey Department of Labor, at I guess the highest level of this, the federal government behind it, New Jersey, Plainfield, and at a county level, of course. Creative programs, computer training seemed to be a big topic for us. We came to find out that there are actually programs in place ongoingly for Microsoft certifications and all kinds of different things. Now, the challenge, the obstacle that we found with this was one of information. No one at our table knew where these programs were, how to get to them, or quite frankly, anything about them. So that became the #1 obstacle, and of course, tied into that was red tape. Now, red tape is at a state level, I guess, at a local level, at all levels, really becomes one of that at its core has funding. The money to do these programs being allocated all the way from the top and trickling down all the way down to us. The success of this, I mean, the success is phenomenal. We have, needless to say, if the computer training portion of this becomes feasible, then all of a sudden the ultimate success is really to have a better train for today's market and workforce. Now, the #1 thing that we sort of agreed on, though, is it's the idea of having, we called it under one roof, to have a facility where all these things can actually happen, a home, so to speak. We thought about some vacant school buildings and so on. To tackle the #1 obstacle, though, that we had, we came up with monthly sessions, informational sessions, ongoingly consistent around the city, to talk about specifically the type of training programs that are being offered at a county level and at a state level. This is what we came up with as vocational training. I'm sorry, that was the training part, right? Yeah. Vocational skills. Some really cool ideas. One of them was to, language integration. Not only having Spanish speakers speak English, but having English speakers speak Spanish. And having this beautiful blend of cultures all through the, I guess, medium of a language. Education and adult school systems, learning centers for post-high school individuals. The vacant school properties is one of the places where we said we could handle this, and that, of course, encompasses GEDs and high school certifications. Entrepreneurial programs, definitely a very good topic. The idea would be to work with local business owners to not only hire but train local employment. We also brought up the SID, the Special Interest District, which it's in town and it's part of this whole thing in a way. SBA programs, I know you guys mentioned them before, Small Business Association of New Jersey, they actually have programs where not only do they help you fix your credit, but they walk you through the application process and the training for a small business. Tax preparation classes as a method for seniors to have employment. I think there's one of many topics for senior employment, but I think tax preparation is probably one of the more more comfortable. Wills and contracts was also another one. The challenges with all this, it really becomes one of, number one, funding, because we don't know where we're gonna get the money to do any of this. And number two, really getting everyone together in one place under one roof. The success, what does it look like? Well, we have an employable workforce. We have senior citizens with jobs, feasible jobs, small jobs, part-time jobs, but paying jobs, and volunteers participating. Obstacles, other than funding, we see none. What does this look like within the next 5 years? This is the timetable we come up with. So within 1 and 2 years, again, the focus of our group really had a huge emphasis on communication, being able to get the message out, the word out. So strengthening our communication within the city, centralizing all this information. If we can get people together, the information should be consistent to everyone. Everyone should be able to read and have access to the same information. A volunteer and recruited identification. All this works a big portion with the help of people that are willing to give their time. So being able to identify those people, I think it's quite important. 3 to 5 years, it's everything under one roof. Again, a home, a place where people can get training, people can sharpen their skills, people can find help in general. Plainfield is bilingual, 500 residents goal, amazing thought. And of course, lowering our unemployment. It's, I think, the ultimate goal here. So that's it, that's all we got.